Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to do my check-in for week 4 for T25. And this is going to be a short video because it ain't much to tell. Wasn't really too happy with my results this week because I've been working my butt off. But I did, hopefully I see something. I'm going into week 4. This is actually week 3. No? Yeah, this is actually week 3. I'm sorry, check-in. Today is Monday, so I just started week 4. I did really good as far as the workouts. My body is really getting used to it. I was doing, when I first started, a lot of the alternative moves. This video is a lot of jumping, hopping, up, down, roll around, and everything in between. My knees are not the best, so some of the exercises I have to pick and choose my battles. So I will do the alternative exercise when I know that maybe in the beginning of the video I was doing a lot of the jumping exercises, and and then he always have squats and stuff, and I know those aggravate my knees, so I have to pick and choose when I'm gonna jump, squat, and all of that stuff. But it is definitely a lot of jumping and squatting and things like that. So I've gotten better with trying to do more of the actual moves instead of doing the alternative move, especially at the end of the video. You're still tired, you're still sweating, but I can tell that my body is, getting conditioned, it's getting used to, the workouts. I'm not like I was the first week. That was a killer. So especially with certain, exercises, with certain videos, I'm just not worn out, with lower focus. As long as it's not a whole bunch of jumping and up and down, I'm good. With the cardio, I feel good. The only one that's still killing me is the ab intervals. And I think mostly because with the ab intervals is that he has been putting those on Friday when we have to double up. We have to do 2 videos on Friday. And of course, the first week that I had to do ab intervals, it was my first week. So of course, as I told you before, I was just like, I'm not doing this. I was just ready to throw in the towel. But, I regrouped, got my mind right, and I jumped back in it and I did what I could. The second week, the ab interval was on a Friday where you have to double up, but you also had to do lower focus first, which is your whole lower body. So it's a lot of squats, everything with your lower body. So by the time you get to ab intervals, and when I tell you his ab intervals is a killer, I mean, it is a killer. Your body is already worn out, and now, it's just pushing you to the max. So the last 2 weeks has been, last week was total body circuit on Friday, and then I had to do ab intervals next. But I will say this week 3, I did a little better than I did in week 2, and a whole lot better than I did in week 1. So I will say that this week, week 4, ab intervals is again on Friday, but it's the first workout, and then the next one is speed point 1, which is basically cardio, but he just hypes it up. You just move a little faster. So I should be okay because I can knock out the ab intervals and then just go into my cardio, which is not a big problem because my legs shouldn't be as worn out and tired. But I would definitely say by Thursday, my body is tired, and by Friday, it's done. Stats this week. This week, I did not lose much weight. It was 179.6. Week 2, I was 179.8. My chest stayed the same. My waist, I lost a half an inch. My arms stayed the same. My thighs stayed the same. And my hips stayed the same. So the only thing I lost is a half an inch off my waist and 0.2 ounces, I guess, whatever, off my weight. I will say that the last week, week 3, on Tuesday, I decided to kind of change my eating habit a little bit. Before I was just like, basically, I'm not doing a diet. It is what it is. It's an eating plan where I would basically, eat healthy, eat better during the day, and then whatever I cook for dinner is what I ate. Well, going into week 3, because I want to see my results. And then after I get my results, I could kind of go back to, the same thing, but eating just whatever I cook for dinner. But I want to hurry up and start seeing my results. So what I did was I went back to this eating plan that I did a couple of years back, which I got great results from. And it's basically eating 5 meals a day. You eat breakfast, a mid-morning snack, lunch, a mid-afternoon snack, then dinner. And if you want to do a snack after dinner, you can do a snack after dinner, which can be a pudding or, fruit, nuts, something really light. That was my biggest issue, was just eating, because basically what I would do is I would make myself eat breakfast, then I would eat lunch, and then I would eat dinner, and I may have a shake before dinner after I work out in between. So I knew I needed to clean that up, because if you let your body go hungry, it starts to store the fat. It goes into starvation mode. So that's what I don't want. So I knew I had to get that together. So what I did was I went back to this eating plan that, as I said, I did very well. And basically you eat for breakfast a protein, and it has like a menu card. It's called I forget what it's called, but basically you go by your body type. And I got this from a friend, and you got to take this test. Based on the answers from the test, it tells you your body type. And based on your body type, those are the certain foods that you can eat. And by no way are you hungry. You are eating. The problem is that once your body get used to, the way you're eating, sometimes you just don't feel like eating. But so far, I think my metabolism is going, because every 2.5 hours to 3 hours, I am starting to get hungry again. So I eat every 2.5 to 3 hours. And basically what it is a 2 ounces of protein, a half a cup of a carb, and for lunch, you could do 1 to 2 cups of a vegetable. And for dinner, you can skip the carb if you want to and just do a protein and a vegetable. But if you're working out, for your breakfast, if you work out before, after breakfast or after the morning, you have to have a rice and a banana. And as you know, carbs, it helps fuel your muscles. If you take your carbs out of your eating plan, you're not doing yourself any justice, because your muscles is not getting fuel that it needs to build. You basically wasting your muscle when you don't eat carbs. That's how you fuel your muscles. And we all know muscle burns fat. The more muscle you build, the more fat you burn. So me not building my muscle, I'm putting way too much work into this to be letting my muscles not build and waste away. I want my muscles to build. I want that fat to burn. I don't want to be sloppy looking, and just say I lost weight. I want my muscles toned. I want my body toned. And, I need to do what I need to do to get that. So basically, that's what I changed. I have gone on an eating plan. As I said, I'm not hungry. I do, sometimes it's a struggle to get those 5 meals in. Sometimes I may only get 4, but I do at least get in 4. And there's days where I do get in the whole 5, especially being that my kids are on vacation for 2 weeks. I could sleep in and things like that. But I know when they go back to school, because I'm up early, I have to take them to school, things like that, I can get my breakfast in, get all 5 of my meals in. And basically for breakfast, I do a protein, 2 ounce, I do 2 egg whites, a half a cup of oatmeal, and a half a banana. That's my breakfast. And then for a mid-morning snack, I'll do 2 ounces of protein and a half a cup of carb. And you can pick whatever you want. Most of the time, I do chicken breast and some potatoes. I've baked sweet potatoes. And I also did some skillet potatoes as well. So I was just going back and forth between those two. But my protein was always basically some chicken breast. And then my vegetable would be basically a salad. And then for my mid-afternoon snack, I would do 2 ounces of protein and a half a cup of carb. And then for dinner, I would basically do 2 ounces of protein, half a cup of carb, whatever that is, rice. You could do white or brown if, there's no specific kind that you have to do. Most of them say brown rice, but this plan, I don't like brown rice, but this plan you could do white or brown. You can do potatoes. They don't cut food from you. And as I said, I did this plan a few years back, and I got my body fat down to like 19% doing this plan. So it does work. You just have to keep up with it and make sure you're eating. And it is really a good eating plan because you're not hungry. They tell you what you need to do if you have diabetes and things like that. The water that you need to drink. They'll tell you, they have these little recipe cards. Then if you don't want to take from what they put on the cards, you can go into a bunch of index cards. Like they'll have fruits that you can eat, carbs that you can eat, proteins that you can eat, vegetables that you can eat. They'll tell you which fruits are carbs and which vegetables or carbs or, and all of that different type of stuff. So it really is a good program. It's by Provida. They used to have these infomercials. I haven't seen the infomercials in a while, but again, I still have my copies that I photocopied from my friend. And I just, in a binder, and I just went back to him, and it's a really good plan for me. It works for me. It takes all of the guesswork out of everything. So basically, that is my stat and my update from week 3. I am now in week 4. Hopefully, with me, doing this eating plan and, getting my food in. I do cheat. I do have a cheat night, which is Friday and sometimes Saturday night too. It all depends on what I feel like cooking, but most of the time it's just for dinner. It's not a full cheat day. Yeah, but hopefully I could get some more inches off, my weight to come down a little bit. And I could get some of these inches off these other body parts that I have that I'm looking to get down. But I could definitely see my body toning up, that's for sure, especially my lower half. Just in these 4 weeks, I could definitely see my body toning. So I'm going to end this before my phone shut off. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Please leave your comments in the box below. Give me a thumbs up. Peace.